Heard that generator kick in? So this right here is pretty much showing on the highest or the max cool highest function on the air compressor is how much wattage we're using. This is useful for anyone who's going to be buying this air conditioner or anything similar to it for with the low BTUs. So right now we're pulling 552 watts right now. This is the variable dynamic, so it's going to keep changing on the screen. Go through the function. You can see we're pulling in right now 121 volts normal, and we're pulling in almost 5 amps. This is 4.7 amps. As far as me using extension cord, this is the only thing I'm running off the extension cord. Extension cord is rated for 11 amps, so I'm not over 50% of my capacity on the wiring and extension cord. But however, we'll make a video in the future about running loads and things off extension cords. But for this video, I'm using extension cord to show you all how this is going. All right, keeping it going. If we look at the low watts, it's 57. That's from when we just had it on the low fan, so we're not even caring about that. But one thing we do care about is right here, the high. It says our peak, we are at 566 watts. That is the peak wattage that we are doing right now for our window unit. Because this is pushing out 556 or 566 watts, pretty much any inverter that you can find around 800 continuous or higher should run this no issue. It's best to scale your inverter higher, because if you do, you can run a higher load on it in the future, as well as you won't be running your inverter at a higher load capacity, which pretty much overheat your inverter and probably kill it sooner or later. So it's best to always scale up your inverter. So if I was to run an AC unit on this and run it to run like a monitor and a laptop and everything else, the goal would be minimum of 1500 inverter, because usually laptops only uses 100 and so watts. A monitor uses about another 100. So in the end, if you just budget out 300 watts when you plug in your phone and everything else, plus the AC, which we're seeing now at 566, let's just round up to 600. You budget for, this would be what, 900 watts, almost 1,000 watts. A 1500 watt continuous inverter should be able to handle this and your couple devices pretty well for you to live comfortably in your cabin, off-grid, or whatever else you're doing. Obviously, if you have a refrigerator, other things plugged in, kids with all their devices and all that, then you're going to need a higher inverter for what you're running if you're running multiple things at one time. But as far as this video goes, I hope this video helps people out. As you can see, we're pushing 572. It just increased a little bit. From the time of me making this video, I went from 93 degrees in here up to 96.8. However, I know that this AC unit is going to cool this place down in like the next 15 or so minutes, down to about 90 to 85 degrees to 90 degrees, depending on how that sunlight hits this window. So I'll show you a few screens. All right, so it's 8:59 and it is 99.9 degrees in here. So just start up the generator and we're going to start the AC and see how this works. All right, so this is the AC unit we are using right here, and let's turn it on. There we go. Up and running. This thing usually pushes out about 560. All right, so right now it's 87.6 degrees, and looking at my phone here, just gonna get it back so we can kind of see it. It is 9:27, so pretty much almost exactly 30 minutes, and we are down to 87 degrees. All right, and I got the projector running as well, so it's not making that much of a difference, but we have the projector right here and we have the AC over here, and so far so good. So movie night, and I'll check back in like 30 minutes to see what the temperature's at. All right, so now it is 10:02, so we get that focus in just right there. There we go. So it's 10:02 or now 10:03. Check the temperature, and the temperature in here is 78.6 degrees, and it's still dropping. So pretty much this AC is doing a good job in here, and in 1 hour we went down from 99 degrees to 78.6 degrees. In the background I got a movie going, so that's pretty cool. Also, here we go. So one thing I really hate in the videos that I see other people make when they're making videos like this is they never really talk about, you know, the basics, like, you know, hey, this air conditioner keeps this place cool, and they never give you about anything about like what they're using for the power source or the size of the room. So I'll give you all that just so it gives people more of an idea of budgeting and design. So right now I'm in a 10 by 10 100 square feet cabin. It's insulated with R13, and the height of the walls up to the ceiling is pretty much 8 feet, considering if the roof will say, what, 8 feet and probably like 5 inches or something like that. So yeah. So anyways, that should give people a better understanding on the size of room I'm working with, and that I have used this small AC right here to cool the place down from 100 and plus some degrees all the way down to pretty much 70 degrees. So when I say 7 degrees, I'll say 72 is the lowest I've seen it. I know it's been colder than that, but the only time I ever checked the thermometer to take a photo was at 72, and the lowest has been out here within like the last, what, week or two when I've ran this AC has been pretty much 90 has been the lowest. So that difference right there is pretty good. Right now,